All right. It's all you. She's in her car, you guys.
My husband came out and he's like forcing me to have a sandwich. I'm like, I can't eat it right now. Just take it inside. I'm like trying to shove it away and he's shoving it towards me. I'm like, okay. Okay, so my name is Rachel Pence. And I'll start off with a little promo thing for tomorrow. So tomorrow we have a really, really big day planned. We are doing a solid 12 hours of incentive, earning the incentive, trainings, all of those things. So starting at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So we did 9 a.m. Mountain Time because that's Cincy time. So 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 o'clock Pacific. Wait, no, 10 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock. Wait, no, I don't know. Look it up. I don't know what time it is. 9 o'clock Mountain Time. That's all that I know. Okay. So 9 o'clock Mountain Time, whatever that is your time, we start doing that, and it will run 30-minute increments between 9 o'clock a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. We have 25 speakers lined up, all of which have earned at least one top 100 trip, top 50 trip, something along those lines. So people that really know what they're talking about. We have been very intentional with that. We want these very action based. So this is what I want you to do thank you, Shelly, to prepare to earn this trip. All of those things. So it should be good. I'm excited about it. So we hope to see you guys there. It will be in the incentive boot camp, that group that Hannah posted a minute ago. So that'll kick off at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. But I will give you guys a version of my rundown too. So I love incentive trips. I love that is what I can say one of my favorite things about Cincy. And to be honest, one of the reasons why I've been able to be as successful as I have been in Cincy is because of the incentive trips. Not necessarily because of the trip itself, but because I always have a new goal that I'm working towards. So I came out of the gate earning shooting star, earning the sensational start levels. And then immediately right when I got done with my sensational start levels, it was a summer incentive. And then it was a fall incentive. And then it was a summer incentive again. So that constant cycle of working to earn the incentive is why my business is the way that it is. Because I don't know if you guys know it, or some of you guys may not realize it, but the incentive, the qualifications are the things that you need to be doing to grow a successful Cincy business. So that's why they are the way that they are. They're not only there so that we can go on free vacation. The purpose of them really is to do X, Y, and Z to grow your business. And a bonus is you get to go on free vacation. So that is, if you want a successful business, if you want your business to grow, my biggest tip is to do every incentive, to set a goal to earn the top level of every single incentive, whether it's a summer, a regular incentive, whatever it is, to push for that biggest goal, because that is the way that you're going to grow a successful business. By selling the stuff, growing your team, and then teaching your team what you're doing. Those are the three things that when I'm talking to my team, that's what I'm telling them to do. And I will tell my directors, even, and my star directors, and even my superstar directors, don't get caught up in the fluff. Like, this is the only things that you need to be doing is selling the stuff, sponsoring people, and telling your team what you did. Outside of those three things, it doesn't really matter. Those are the only three things that matter. And when you look at the incentive qualifications, you're gaining points with PRV, which is selling the stuff, consistent PRV, which is selling the stuff, growing your team, which is those frontline promotion points and those frontline certified points. And then teaching your team what you're doing, sharing what you're doing, screenshotting your post and posting in your team page and saying, this is how I'm working today. Hashtag how I'm working. It's my favorite hashtag to use in my team pages. If I'm doing anything, I'm going in and I'm saying hashtag how I'm working. This is what I'm doing today. What are you doing? And that is those frontline promotion points. Okay. And I will tell you, that is the way that I earn my incentive trips, are through working with my team. I mean, I have decent PRV, but I had only earned annual sales for the first time ever last year. So I've earned multiple top 100 trips, multiple top 50 trips, those things, without selling 8,000 PRV a month and 10,000 PRV a month and all of those things. I'm earning them through my frontline promotion points. I'm earning them because I'm going into every single incentive and planning in that incentive to earn annual mentor. And then I'm working with each of them to promote up to at least sensational start level 2, which is equivalent to elite consultant. So I'm doing that over and over again, every single incentive. And not only is it is it helping me earn the incentive? Because I'll go in there and I'll have 30,000 sponsoring points, because that's where I get the bulk of my points. But it's also getting me all of those things to grow a really successful business and to grow a big team. Okay. So that's the way that I earn it. And like I said, one of my biggest tips when you're talking about those frontline promotion points is utilizing the sensational start levels. Because if you look at the sensational start levels, in my team, we don't talk about level one. Level one is fantastic. But when I'm bringing on a new consultant, I'm talking about level 2 and level 3. Because level 2 and level 3 are the levels that are easier to earn if they're growing their team. So if you're looking at sensational start level 2, for instance, the best way to earn it is with one active frontline. If they can have one active frontline, and then whatever the PRV is, I think it's 1,500, the 1,500 PRV, guess what? They just became a lead consultant, right? If they're doing that within their first month or all within the second month or whatever, or at least dang close to a lead consultant. And then level 3, it's 2 active frontline, and then they're 3,000 PRV. Guess what that's equivalent to? A star consultant. So if I can get them going in there, and it's not exact, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not exact. That's not the exact GWB and all of that, but I'm saying roundabout. If they're getting 2 active frontline, that's the amount of frontline that they need to promote to star. If they're getting 1 active frontline, that's the amount that they need to get to lead. So I'm utilizing that to push them for lead and star consultants, dangling the carrot of $125 and $225 in product credit. Those are things that people want. So I'm doing those. And again, it's all super cyclical. So I'm doing that in the fall incentive. And then guess what? Next fall, those people that I did that with this fall are my future directors for next fall. So I'm working with them around the spring to push them to earn that next incentive, to where that following fall, they're gunning for director. And there you go. Now we do get frontline promotion points for superstar consultants and directors. So now not only are you going to be able to earn a trip off of that first year of pushing them to lead and star, but then that next year when it rolls around, if they've hung on, which granted, don't get me wrong, every single, if I'm bringing in 14, all 14 are not on director watch the next year. Trust me, that's not happening. They're not all promoting to star consultants. But if I'm trying this and attempting this with every one of them, then a handful are. You know what I mean? A handful are going to do that. So I'm coming into this season now with my stars from last year, and I'm pushing them for superstar and director this year, at least roundabout, almost. You know what I mean? There's different varying circumstances with everyone, but it's just that very cyclical. You know what I mean? And you can't put all of your eggs in one basket of the team that you have right now. Okay. So you might think you might be a new director. You might be wanting to earn this incentive with those director promotion points, or those star director promotion points, or maybe even those superstar director promotion points. You cannot put your eggs in one basket right now with just those people. You have got to keep growing your team, because if I stopped the month that I hit superstar director, bringing people on and then pushing them to get to director, I'd no longer be a superstar, paid as a superstar director if I would have stopped right then with my 4. So you have to keep going. You have to keep doing that over and over again. And that's going to benefit you in this incentive and the next incentive, and grow your business. Okay. PRV wise, when I'm looking at PRV, my favorite ways to get PRV in the fall are fundraisers. I love to do fall fundraisers, football teams, even select baseball teams, fall ball, all of those things. And I'll give you my biggest tip for finding fundraisers. If you want to know in your friends group, on your friends list on Facebook, who has kids in select sports, for instance, if you go and you search on Facebook in the search bar, baseball, you can hit a button that says posts, hit the button that says posts, go to that, and you can see all of your friends' posts that they have made, including the word baseball. So if you have a mom that has a kid in select ball, they've likely at some point made a post that said, we're on our way to baseball practice. Or do you want to buy a baseball ticket? Or I don't know, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Something along those lines. It's time for baseball pictures. All of those things. If you go to that post, you can see everybody that's made a post, including baseball. So then now you have the people that you can say, hey, I seen that Noah's on a select baseball team for this spring. I didn't know if you guys have already found a fall fundraiser or not, but I have a really great option for you guys. And it's being super personal by naming the kid, naming a select baseball team, and it's going to feel like you know them, even if you may not know them that well. Okay. So doing that investigation, and that's a really great way to have fundraisers. Another really great way for fundraisers right now are Washington, D.C. trips. Going on your Facebook and going on maybe even a local buy sell trade page. We have a Carlisle talk page, all of those type things. hey, who has kids going on the Washington, D.C. trip for the spring? I think every school in the United States at some point does it. Every district, I don't know, some do it in high school, some do it in middle school, some do it in sixth grade, whatever. But every school, I've never seen a school that doesn't. If you post that, you may just have somebody whose kid is hoping to go to Washington in the spring, and they could use a fundraiser, okay? Because you can, I don't know if you know it, but you can do personal fundraisers. They don't have to just be organizations. They can be an individual. So some of my most successful fundraisers have been individual fundraisers, people that are working towards going to Washington, D.C., that are working towards, their kid individually paying for their dance fees or their soccer fees or their cheer fees, those type of things. Individual fundraisers are great. They're really, really worth it. And then individual fundraisers, the best part is at the end, when they've had a $2,000 fundraiser, you say, why don't we flip this to you? You're obviously successful at this. You're already making the money off of it. Why don't I just give this party to you? And then your friends and family who just bought the $2,000 worth of Cincy can shop from you now. Okay. So then you're flipping it. So every single fundraiser, every single party, every single large order, every single Christmas bundle order from a local doctor's office, whatever it is, I'm offering to flip that party. If you want my best advice to grow quickly, it's to never ever close a party without a host enrollment kit attached. It does not have to be that host. It can be a catch-all party. It can be, your $2,000 May catch-all party or your $500 catch-all party, whatever it is. It can be that even. You can add a host enrollment kit to that. You don't have to flip the PRV. So if it's your PRV, keep the PRV, but let them join for free or let them join for $59, whatever it is. And every single party, make a goal to add a host enrollment kit every time. Post on your Facebook. Do I have any friends that know anybody that could? So you can word it that way. What's the best word? What do I like to use? Who on my friends list knows somebody who I could bless with the opportunity of Cincy at no cost? Something along those lines. And I love saying know someone, because then there's not that feeling of, oh, I can't comment because then she's going to attack me. You know what I mean? Like people get, because they have this nasty stigma about MLM. Then hopefully they'll tag their friends. Their friends will be interested. And then there's also that reverse psychology part of it. Well, why do you want to know one of my friends? Like, I think I would be good at it. Why, can I try it? You know what I mean? So making that post, finding out who you could gift with the opportunity of a kit at no cost or a discounted kit, something along those lines. So every time that you're putting PRV, doing that. PRV wise, again, you got to start thinking like, you got to start thinking like a department store. You are a store. You're your own store. You have to be thinking a step ahead. And I know some people think I'm crazy because I've been posting Halloween stuff on my Instagram. I haven't decorated yet, but I've been doing a flashback day thing, right? Show my Halloween decor from last year. And some people are like, oh my gosh, is it that time already? And I'm like, for me as a business owner, it is, because I need my people to start thinking fall. I need them to start thinking pumpkins. I need to start doing, getting that in their mind to where they're ready to buy pumpkin chai wax. To where when they go to Meijer and they see the pumpkin wax out, they're not like, oh, I'm going to buy that because I really want it right now. I want them to think, oh, I seen Rachel's post. I actually want to try that pumpkin chai. Hey, can I get some of that pumpkin chai wax? Do you know what I mean? I want them to know that not only does Meijer have fall wax, but so do I. Not only does Joann's have a Halloween warmer out or Halloween light up thing, so do I. I am a department store. This is a department store. I am my own store, okay? And I need them to realize that I also have those things. So I'm thinking a season ahead. I'm giving pumpkin tea in every one of my thank you bags. I'm giving them samples of the fall scents. I'm even giving samples of eucalyptus wreath because I know it's going to be good come November. And I want people to smell it now to where come November, they're in love with it and they stock up in time for Christmas. Okay. So I'm thinking a step ahead all of the time. So thinking of that, you need to start just paying attention to who works at a doctor's office, who is a manager at an office, all of those type of things, because those are who's a business owner. Those are great things because one, business owners at the end of the year need deductions because they're almost done with taxes for the year. A really great way to utilize them for your PRV is a buddy drive. Reach out to them. Hey, I'm doing a buddy drive. I didn't know if you wanted to donate 10 buddies in honor of your, and I could stick your business's name on the boxes. something along those lines. Also thinking office managers, things like that. They're going to start looking for gifts sooner than later for their office team, offering them a bundle, but kind of like a realtor bundle, but for the office, offering them a bundle where they could save a little bit of money utilizing host rewards for their office gifts. All of those things are things that people are going to start thinking of before you know it. Some of those people are already thinking of things right now. I know personally, as a business owner, I literally looked at the calendar and I was like, oh my God, it's August. I'm going to have to do my taxes again in like 5 months. And I got so nervous already. And it's not even remotely the end of the year. So I know these other business owners are also doing the same thing. So thinking a step ahead, utilizing, there's nothing that I can say in Cincy when you're looking at all of the things that I am the best at. There is nothing I'm the best at. I'm not the best at fundraisers. I'm not the best at events. I'm not the best at home parties. I'm not the best at online parties. But you know what? I do a little bit of everything. I do home parties. I do online parties. I do basket parties. I do fundraisers. I do events. I do a little bit of everything, and I dabble to where if I'm on all home party girl and COVID hits again, where do you get your PRV? You know what I mean? If I'm an all online party girl and Facebook goes down, which God forbid, hopefully that never happens, but it does, then where do you get your PRV? So I am dabbling in every single thing that you can imagine to gain my PRV, to grow my team, all of this, and everything that I do that I'm okay at but not great at, I share with my team exactly how I did it. I share those files. I share the graphics. I share them with them a screenshot of the wording that I used with my follow-up that gained me a new party. I am sharing all of that so that I can teach them what I'm doing that's working, and they can do it too. So I just rambled on and talked really fast. So maybe you should ask me a question, Karen.
No, that was great. Thank you. So a couple of things that came to me, and if you guys have questions, put them in the chat. A couple of things that came to me, I obviously follow you on social media, and you did post the other day, like, think of me for your holiday gifts or whatever. Like, I love the way your brain was already thinking, like, to the end of the holiday season. And that was a pretty big takeaway. I was like, I haven't posted anything about that yet. Good point. When you talk about, like, you do so many different areas, and I think you do them very well, but like you're saying, like, you do home parties and you do Facebook parties and you do events and you do fundraisers, that kind of thing. Is there, and I know that sponsoring is your jam and what you're really, where your strength comes from for incentives. How important, what do you think people should, if you want to earn the trip for two, I mean, realistically, give me some ideas, because I want people to start thinking realistically about what they need to have for PRV to do that, what they need to have for how many people they should be thinking about sponsoring or flipping, that kind of thing. Because I think sometimes the numbers are not as high as people think. And sometimes the numbers are higher than people think, so I'm just curious, like, kind of, I know you plot out and you do some good planning. What are you aiming for? Because you can't earn any more promotion points. Nope. And I can't earn any more. So I've got to look at those other categories.
See, when I go into an incentive, I start with the things that I know I'm going to get. So I know I'm going to get paid a title as a superstar consultant. I know I'm going to get consistency for my PRV. Yep. And then I go through and I print an entire list of every one of my frontline and where they're at. I print last month's numbers, where they ended last month, their title, their current title, all of those things. I print every single one of my frontline. I go through and I highlight every single one. I take 5 different highlighters. Then I highlight where I think that they could be. So whether they could be certified, lead, star, superstar, director, I highlight every single one. I do this every year, every single one, highlight where I think they're going to be. I put on there the amount of PRV that they need to get to certified, all of that stuff. So I hit there and I look at, what I think I need from there. And then I go through, and the remainder, I just divide between my PRV and my new recruits that I need. So the remainder, I go from there, and then obviously there's the growth of flow, incentive points, and all of that stuff. But I go through that, and I decide, and I cut up my PRV. I'm like, okay, realistically, if how much PRV do I think that I'm going to be able to get? And I shoot for a relatively low number. because I don't want to put my eggs in one basket of I'm going to have 5,000 PRV in December. And then December rolls around and I have 1,500 PRV. And then I've got 4,000 incentive points that I got to find. So I'll shoot relatively low with my PRV because I know that that's something that I could adjust up or down accordingly. Opposed to finding new recruits, I know that that's something that if I feel like I need 5 new recruits, for instance, or 10 new recruits, that's something I need to start really pushing now. Because the last thing you want to need is 1,000 sponsoring points come January 15th and no idea where they're coming from. So I decide that now and I start hustling my butt off to recruit as many people as I can right now, where I have 6 months that I can get them to certified lead star superstar director. So I have 6 months to work with them opposed to 2 weeks at the end of the incentive period. So for me, realistically, like I said, as far as sponsoring goes, I make a goal to earn annual mentor within the incentive period. So it's 14 that I need to be certified. I know realistically that's not going to happen. I mean, even for me, I'm not going to have 14 certified. But if I can push really hard for that, then it's going to get me one step closer to annual mentor. And even if I fall short with 5 or 6 or 7 new frontline, then I'm still going to earn the incentive. Okay. So it's all such a personal thing because you got to go through and you literally have to break down exactly where you're going to fall. I know PRV wise, I push for at least 3,000 every month during the incentive. I'm 100% honest with you guys. I will fall short in December. I will probably fall short in 1 or 2 other months. And I'm okay with that because I know that I'm going to make up with it in other locations. So I'll even go down and I'll put, I have my goal is 4,000 in November, but then it's 1,500 in December or whatever. I'll do it even on a monthly basis. So personally, that's mine. It's 3,000 a month on average PRV wise. And then my goal is to earn annual mentor every incentive period. So 14, but I'm not going to.
That's amazing. And I love that if you break it down, like my goal is to earn annual mentor every incentive, every 6 months. That's awesome. So if you weren't so spread out and diverse in what you did, fundraisers, and fundraisers are a huge part of my business. Do you think it would be that is easy for you to, and easy is a relative word, to find that many new people to sponsor?
My big place that I'm finding sponsoring is, like I said, a mix of everywhere. So I'm doing a little bit of everything. So if I go through my last 10 recruits or something, for instance, I'll have 3 or 4 that are coming, or maybe 5 that are coming from Instagram. But then I'll have a couple that found me through a fundraiser. And then I'll have a couple that I met at an online party that then their friend had an online party and then their friend had a home party and I met somebody that joined. So I'm literally finding, and I think that's why I'm not running out of people to recruit. And I feel like that's something that happens with people super often is they've recruited everybody. All their friends that want to join have already joined. All their family that have wanted to join has already joined. And then they kind of run out of people to recruit. So that's why it's so important to kind of dabble everywhere to where you have a network that's always expanding. So through social media and through parties and through fundraisers. And just making one of your biggest goals, especially out of season goals. So goals that are, February through July, those 6 months or whatever, I guess that's 6, maybe those months or whatever, those months, my biggest goal is growing my network, meeting as many people as I can through Instagram, creating as many relationships as I can through parties and this and that, or whatever else I am to growing my network. So that's my biggest off-season goal is to grow my network. And if you're doing that now, you've got 6 months still. So you have all the time in the world to, if you haven't been doing that, to start now. You have a solid 6 months.
I love that. Let's see, I'm looking at the questions. And I think you just did this. It was, I'm struggling in the recruiting department. Do you have any suggestion? And I think you just gave that. And I do know that you have such a solid social media presence. Do you find, and I know that a lot of your recruiting comes from Instagram, do you find that is it as, hold on, I'm going to mute. Do you find that it's your new team members that come from social media, is it as easy for you to certify them or is it harder?
Honestly, it's not, it's pretty equal with the people that even live in my same town. I'm doing the same things because I very rarely bring someone. honestly, I don't know the last time I did do a $99 kit. I never do anymore. I never send anybody just to my website to join. Every single person I bring on, we do a party to earn their kit.
Yeah.
Where I'm not wasting my time. And I've done that even before we had the earn a kit. My big thing was I want everybody to have their launch party first. If they don't put effort in, if it's not successful, if I see them not even posting on their group, then I know not to waste my time. And I have one right now. She has one order. She's not posting. She's not doing anything. I have my Visibly posting automatically, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll reach out to her, but I'm not gonna spend any more of my time on her. And that sounds very, very
No, it doesn't.
mean.
No.
But it's the truth. And I know my time is money, and I will not spend more of my time on people's businesses than they do on their businesses. And if they're not putting forth the effort, then it is what it is. And I love them and we'll try again for sure, but I'm not going to invest as much time into them as I would someone who is making every effort. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily harder, but like I said, I also don't do the $99 kit. I do earn a kit with everybody. I don't even give them the option of a $99 kit.
So, so in the chat, we had someone who said, I get a lot of, I'll think about it. And if you're offering them a party like that, then I'll think about it. Either they're the host and they get the host credit, or they don't, they don't flip and they do flip and they get everything. So I think that's, I can't think of the last time someone joined under me that, paid $99 even. I prefer the host exclusive kit to even when we offer an inexpensive join kit, 100%. So does anybody have any questions? You can put them in the chat. Let's see. So Amanda says, I have a lot of kidnappers. Even if I flip the party, I feel like I'm wasting not only my time, but my rewards.
It's $59 in rewards. If you waste it, I look at it as it's $59, that it's not like it's $400 in host rewards. $59 in host rewards isn't even equivalent to a $500 party. You can remake those host rewards. Yep. Host rewards aren't in Scentssy's eyes, technically. That's why they if you've never been around for like a flash sale or anything, they won't add to a catch-all party, because that's a perk of being a consultant, not you're not entitled to having those as a consultant. So I look at it as my rewards they're an extra. They're not, you know what I mean? Like, they're not something that I can't go without.
Last question I see in the chat. Oh, actually I see two. Someone said, can you repeat, she has a host exclusive kit she can't get rid of. Will you repeat your wording again? Because it was very low pressure.
Post wise, making a post that says, I have, do anybody on my friends list know anyone that I can bless with a discounted Scentsy kit? If you do, could you tag them below? Something super, super easy like that. I'll even message people personally and be like, hey, I got a free kit. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Just like that. I don't say anything else. I am the queen of one sentence responses, one sentence questions. It's my ADD, and I know that I can't pay. Like, if you send me a message and it's like 3 whole sentences, I'm like, I can't even read it. I can't even like fathom it. I don't even understand what it says. It overwhelms me. So everything I send to someone fits in one sentence, to where they don't feel the same way as I do, even though I know that I'm the oddball that does.
That's so good to know, because I don't think I've ever sent you one sentence.
I would listen to yours, Karen. I promise I
would. Okay, so Jess has a huge fair next weekend. How do you sponsor from an affair? I just said a fair. How do you sponsor from an event? How do you recruit them on the spot or book a party?
See, so the person that is the best at this is Debbie Pitts-Palmer and Wendy. Wendy Heath Newgas. They're the two that are the best at being at an event and someone joining right then. And I don't know what the heck they do, to be completely honest, but I know what I do is I don't necessarily try to recruit on the spot, because again, I don't want them getting the $99 kit. I want them hosting a party to earn their kit. So I will recruit on the spot, but mine is more conversations leading to them being recruited. That sounds terrible, but sponsoring them. So mine is more like, giving them information and then saying, well, let's earn your kit. we'll start it right now. And heck, if you've got downtime at a show, we'll start it right now. Make them a link so that they've got it right then. But for me, like I said, events and things like that are more networking opposed to on the spot sponsoring. For me, at least.
Sounds good. Amanda asked, I think I can answer this one. Amanda wants to know, if you have, like, say $300 in host rewards, how do you just give them the 59 and not the rest of the kit? And Amanda, all you do is you don't have to give them all the rewards. All you do is add the kit when they join. That kit will ship out when you close the party. It will ship separate from the rest of the host rewards, so they don't get all of the rest of your rewards if you don't want to give them to them. Also, I know Instagram's your thing. How active are you on TikTok?
I don't use TikTok. I just use Reels on TikTok. But I've seen that somebody asked, it's not out of compliance to post on TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok is starting to it's trying to push out MLMs because they don't understand the business model like we do. So I know that they are censoring some people who are posting, Scentsy-based things, but I also know there's some people that are super successful with it. So yeah, it's not out of compliance.
All right. Any final questions, you guys? She's sitting in her car. She hasn't even gone in her house yet or eaten
you are fine.
her husband brought her.
It's okay. It was a thought that counts. It was a very sweet gesture that he brought it out.
It was very sweet.
I think there's bacon on it even.
All right. I don't see any other questions. So thank you so much for all your time. I appreciate it. And
anytime.
Oh my gosh. Well, I owe you so big time. So I really appreciate it. And if you do not follow her on Instagram, you really should, because not only is it entertaining, but you can learn a lot as well, because her social branding is fantastic. All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining us tonight. And I hope you guys all are making a plan during the incentive trip. If you haven't already, reach out to your sponsor, reach out to your director, reach out to your upline, whoever, and share that plan with them. And if you need help making them, ask for that help too. Have a good night, you guys.
Bye, guys.